Hey, and welcome back to and welcome back to Show About Shows.
It's a show about shows.
We got the whole posse back together. We're out of the basement. We're up in the studio.
Live and live in color.
We have it's episode 20, people. Episode 20.
First we did 10, now we're doing number 20.
Yeah, so that's how that works. We have myself, Dutch McAllister. We have the big man over there by the name of...
Hey, don't fat shame me already. Jeez, we're 2 minutes into this.
You're the boss.
I'm a human being.
You're
I'm
my
also
boss
funny.
man. You're
I like
the big
to
boss
write.
man. You're the big boss
Me
man.
and the big boss man share our birthday, August 10th. Look at my Amazon wish list, people. JPO, Jordan Pierce.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. See?
I hate you.
I do.
In the house, Dizzle, how you doing, Aviator?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you.
welcome
I love
back.
you guys.
Well-
We've made it to episode 20. The best show on the internet. Podcast, bar none. Heck yeah.
Yeah, and we're welcome back, by the way. You've been away for a few weeks, but we're back. Actually, you've only been away for
And
1
I'll talk
week.
in the mic every now and then also.
There you go.
If you're lucky.
That's the first 20. That's the you had to learn that from the first 20 episodes.
See, I got
talking
it.
the mic.
I hit it. I hit my pace right around episode 20 or 30. I really start to get in the zone.
I can't. I can't wait for 50 to see where we're going to be at that point.
We're gonna be on.
You know.
One of us won't make it there. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
I know 3 men enter, 2 men leave. We don't know who it will be until it's time. But we have a great show. I think we have a good show. We actually put one together that actually seems to be coherent for once.
You sound like, I think that's how Conan O'Brien always opens up a show. No, for once, we have a good show.
I don't watch Conan O'Brien, so I'm.
Oh, I love him. Always been my
I do
favorite.
like him, but I just don't have time to watch his show because I don't have cable. So you see how that works.
That's your fault. I love me some Cohen Zone.
But we got a lot of reviews today. We got Ladies in Black, we got Stuber, we got Pet Cemetery, we got Drunk Parents, and also we're going to discuss how do you say it? Azani Azari.
Wow,
On
that's
Sorry?
horribly not even close. The Season Sorry's new stand-up special right now, and that's going to be not right now, but pretty soon.
Yeah, and we revisit Beach Bum because you actually got off your bum to watch it.
BG, oh, you saw it?
No, you did, not me. I have
Well,
not.
you said revisit.
I said we're going to revisit because Mr. Dizzle did it earlier this year.
Oh, yeah, you
and
saw
he,
it.
and he gave it. And he
Okay.
gave it a 4 out of 5.
Can't wait. Yeah.
Star review. So I'm a Snowflake review. We're also going to
Will
delve
me
in,
and Dizzle agree? Stay tuned.
but we got to also delve into Deja Vu.
Deja Vu, heck yeah.
Party
Deja
on.
Vu.
Rock out.
We're going for July 2001. Hopefully you guys have selected your movies.
From June of 2004. Wait, what?
Yeah, and also we have 5 movies that can be made better with a remake. So we had to choose
Ooh.
5. It was a tough decision for me.
People always fight about how you shouldn't remake things, but we got 5 each that says we think these should get remade.
Or they could just do it because Hollywood just has the money.
Everything should get remade.
yeah,
The
everything.
Godfather with Kevin Hart. It's happened.
Oh, I can't wait for that. I'll probably enjoy that one more than I did the first one.
Tiffany Haddish is Queen Elizabeth.
Well, The Crown revisited. But no, we're going to also have some news and other notable stuff because I just like to say notable stuff after the news. But first off,
News and notable shit, yeah.
where are we going right now? What are we going to talk
What
about?
got thrown to me? Are we doing some reviews up front?
Reviews up front. Usually you're going to do the intro and then I'll do this one and then I'll do.
Hold on, Dizzle's got
Uh-oh.
something to say.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit just got real.
Uh-oh.
The CEO of this toy company that made $400 million so far this year wants you to know they love you.
Is that Funko?
Is that?
I don't know. It has to be Funko.
I don't know. You're the one saying this news piece, Dizzle.
Yeah, they
It
are
is.
called Pop Vinyl Figures and also made by Funko. Yep.
Absolutely.
A
Funko.
company whose mission is to make collectibles for fans of all stripes.
Absolutely.
Okay, random and not in the right segment, but thank you, Dizzle, for always throwing us for a loop.
We do.
Well, I mean, that was actually in 2016 that he made.
Oh,
400.
sweet.
So we're up to date
Have
with
any news pieces from 2007 you would like to give us?
I mean, wow.
By the way, I just heard OJ is on the freeway. I don't know if we could go cut live to this, but OJ and Al Collins is riding.
You know,
on the-
I just watched the pilot of the Cuba Gooding Jr. show. It's pretty good.
Oh,
Have
is
you
it?
ever seen it?
I've never decided. I lived through it. Okay,
not
I saw it
Netflix. I
on
didn't.
TV. So
When Roddy Piper and Goldust did the skit at Mania '96, I didn't get it.
But
I
now
just
you do.
thought Goldust was driving a white Bronco. I did not read into that at all.
Oh, okay. Well,
So we're gonna do some reviews tonight for you. You want to do the odd ones, and then we'll talk about Stuber. Or you want to start with Stuber?
we'll just go by what we got on the list, and then you could take it for most of the time. I want to take a break from my voice because my voice is so awesome. But
The first one then is a weird one by you. Let's hear it because I don't know what this even is.
well, it's Ladies in Black. It's set in the summer of 1959 when
That's why I didn't see it.
it is when the impact of European migration and the rise of women's liberation is about to change Australia forever. Lisa, the age of 16, takes a holiday job at a Sydney department store. There she meets the Ladies in Black. She grows from a bookish schoolgirl into a glamorous and positive young woman. Starring, oh, this is going to be fun, Angourie Rice. Rachel Taylor and Julia Armand are the main people. This film actually, when I watched it, I was just like, let me give it a shot. It came out. It was released only in Australia, and then it finally got released this year in the States. So it's basically this year, it shows up, and it was a good story. I mean, it's about a young girl who's basically got a lot of book smarts, not a lot of real world smarts. And she is brought in by Julia Armand. Her name is Magna. She's from the Ukraine. She comes in and basically opens the world of fashion to this young girl from this department store. For fans of Jessica Jones, Rachel Taylor is in it. Puts on a sterling performance as one of the shop girls. And there are so many good stories that are happening in this, and it's a feel-good movie all the way. And it's also the father says, "I'll be damned if my girl is going to go to college," but at the end he sees the error of his ways in this early time because again it's in the 1950s, early 60, where you're going to see that type of idea reflected. And the mom's always positive. You're going to go to college, and even though the father says no, we can't do it. And at the end of the day, she does well, and she learns about life. She falls in love, and it opens up a door to her family, who is also not understanding what these Europeans are in this world. So I enjoyed it immensely. I'm going to give this 3.5 snowflakes. That's it's. Because it was a very good, touching film. It was paint by numbers. You knew how it was going to go, but it was a fun, well acted piece of work.
Yeah, interesting. I don't think I've even heard of this film, and I still have no intention of seeing it. But good to know that you liked it.
You might revisit it one day.
No, highly, highly, highly doubt that.
Well, that's you're missing out. You're missing out. But if you have
lots
a
of things
chance,
we're missing out on.
watch it. Watch it.
This next one here is one that I think the only movie we can actually both talk about this week in the review section, and that is good old Stuber.
Yes.
When a mild man and Uber driver named Stu, Kumail Nanjiani, picks up a passenger, played by former world champion Dave Bautista, who turns out to be a cop hot on the trail of a brutal killer. He starts in a harrowing ordeal where he desperately tries to hold on to his wits, his life, and his 5-star rating. This action comedy from 20th Century Fox also stars Iko Uwais, Natalie Morales, Betty Gilpin, Jimmy Tatro, Mira Sorvino, and Karen Gillan. So I had hopes for this because I like Kumail a lot. We just talked a couple of weeks ago, favorite rom-coms. I had Big Sick up there because I thought he was so charming and funny in that. Of course, something we're all into, especially me and Dutch here, is professional wrestling. You're wearing a Ted DiBiase shirt right now.
This is the 20th anniversary.
I'm wearing a wrestler named Mark Andrews shirts. Of course, I always root for wrestlers. I think Batista's starting to show a lot of great kind of range here. And so I had hopes for this. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. I felt there's long gaps of just kind of staring at the screen and not really laughing, and another kind of a little bit tonally mismatched here. And I don't know. I wanted more from this. I think the best bits are kind of in the trailer already, and I want to know what you thought, Dutchie.
You say that it was building to the joke. So what you were staring at to me was a build to the joke. Whenever you did laugh, I laughed a lot. I don't know. I didn't know if you laughed a lot, but you heard me probably, cackle a lot in this film. I just like a lot of the situational feel. You got this guy who just had LASIK surgery, who's a cop going after a murderer, and he's got to do an Uber. Okay, it's kind of funny, when you just think about the whole situation, and then he's starting to yell the whole time. And again, it's it's a little rough delivery most of the time by Dave Bautista, but I enjoyed the performance done, and I think they both have good chemistry together.
Yeah, I like the chemistry here. You can see it from the trailer, and yeah,
And
I still think that you said it's building, but I don't think it delivers as enough though. There's long bits, like even in the there's a strip club scene where I just felt like nothing really got delivered in a good way there.
Yeah. The strip club scene could have worked a little bit more. I thought, the only thing that was kind of I liked what is that young man's name? Who's
The guy we both said we liked?
yeah, the guy from
Steve
Reboot.
Howie.
Steve
No,
Howie.
he's trying. Everyone here is trying,
and he's doing the greatest part. And I liked how he was trying to make up cover the 45 of Hillary Clinton. He said he committed all in, and so you have Stu trying to white out Hillary Clinton. But
Karen Gillan
it
was
seemed
wasted.
like that. It seemed that whole scene was kind of cut a little bit too much in that area. The only other scene that it was kind of for more shock value was the penis scene. Where you got to see the penis and then it goes away.
Spoiler, man. Not everyone wants to know.
I know, but and it just didn't work for that scene where there could have been funny. It just didn't. It fell flat. But all in all, I say you should go watch. It's enjoyable.
I'd say watch it, but I mean, if you're looking at a budget, I wouldn't rush to the theaters to see this. This is a perfectly fine $2 Redbox movie, or when it's on HBO. I'm gonna go right in the middle for me. I'm snowflaking it 2.5.
Well, you're gonna probably yell at me for this, but I enjoyed it enough for 3.5 snowflakes. And
yell at you.
It's going against what most people are trending as, but I enjoyed the heck out of it. It had its great moments. It made me laugh, like I said, a lot more than I think it made you. But again, I'm like a 5-year-old when I watch movies. So, but the next one we got coming up is you're all by yourself on this one. Actually, the next 400 we have are all by you.
Get ready for a marathon of JO reviews, baby.
But I'll set you up. You knock it out of the park, my friend. We got Pet Sematary. Dr. Lewis Creed and his wife Rachel relocate from Boston to a rural town in Maine. It's a Stephen King film when they go to Maine. With their 2 young children, the couple soon discover a mysterious burial ground hidden deep in the woods near their new home. When tragedy strikes, Lewis turns to his neighbor Judd. Or Jude. Is it Judd or Jude? You watch the movie.
I remember character names from
Crandall
movies.
setting off a perilous chain reaction that unleashes an unspeakable evil with horrific consequences. This has Jason Clarke, Amy Simmons, and John Lithgow, just to name a few. How'd you like this film? I was trepidate. I didn't want to see it at all. I was very trepidatious just to go in the theater, and I still am not wanting to watch it at home.
You're fine not seeing it. I didn't hate it at all. I'm going to actually... there's a few of these reviews that are going to seem to blend in because they're kind of the same along the lines of Stuber, obviously in a different way, though. It's not bad here. It's a good tone. I like the tone. I like the direction, the way it looks. But it's just kind of slow plotting. None of the scares really hit you. And then when it starts to kind of get interesting, they're pretty much done and wrapped up with the movie already here. Everyone here, I like Jason Clarke a lot. John Lithgow is even really good as a neighbor. His is probably the most harrowing violent scene involves John Lithgow here. And yeah, this thing it left you just kind of like, I think I said on my Stardust review, check me out on Stardust. It's like a meal where I just wanted more. I'm not really full from this movie.
Oh, okay. So, but they said that like I said, I didn't see it, but it was it a lot more violent than scary, or was it you know how that works?
I guess so. Yeah, it starts out like it's trying to be kind of just a typical eerie stuff. It starts out with the pet obviously going away. It's a little kitty cat that they bring back, and then things just from there kind of get more intense and crazy. And yeah, like it is just towards the end, it is more so just about the violence than it is the scares.
Oh, okay. How many snowflakes?
Oh,
did you give
I
here?
guess what I'm gonna give it
2.5.
2.5.
2.5
snowflakes.
Okay,
for
so we're seeing
Pet
something.
Sematary.
This next movie, again, I don't know how you sit through some of these. Well, I set you up. You hit it out of the ballpark. I know, but you got a lot of people love your vocals. They love it. Drunk parents. After one too many drinks, 2 parents come up with an elaborate plan to hide their ever-increasing financial difficulties from their daughter in a judgmental social circle. This stars Alec Baldwin, Salma Hayek, Jim Gaffigan, Joe Manganiello? Nah, wait, keep drinking, people. Keep drinking until I get it. Joe.
I want to say Magniello. I'm saying it
I
wrong
think
now.
you're
I don't know.
wrong,
Keep
too.
drinking, everybody. Sofia Vergara's husband.
Okay, wait till we go to Michelle Ventimiglia and Treat Williams. Hey, you know what? Any movie that has Treat Williams in, it's not going to be that fantastic. So go ahead. We saw,
And guess what? That streak continues here.
oh, it does. Unfortunately, Treat Williams is in some miserable
So
stuff.
we talked about chemistry before with Batiste and Kumail. I thought there's some good chemistry. I don't know if you ever saw 30 Rock.
Yes.
But there are a couple on 30 Rock for, I think, a few episodes. Yeah. And so I actually thought, like, okay, I can see these two being a married couple. And as you said, they send their daughter off to college, and then you find out right away, like, they're having problems. They put all their stuff on the front lawn to have a yard sale. And then things just from there go crazier and crazier. They rent their house to Jim Gaffigan. Did you have Jim Gaffigan on the list?
Yes, I do. He's the third.
Oh yeah, good, because he really is the only real like kind of co-star here. Everyone else, Treat Williams, Magniello, they're in it just for about a scene or two. There's a couple other cameos here.
Colin Firth, I saw was not Firth, but Colin
Quinn.
Quinn.
Colin Quinn, and did you see who else was with him?
No, I did not see that part.
A huge like A-list cameo out of nowhere in this weird. I don't know. Should I spoil it? I feel like
Spoil it because no one's going to really watch it.
yeah, you kind of should to a large degree. Will Ferrell's in this.
Really?
Will Ferrell and Colin Quinn play homeless people
Dirty Sanchez production?
at one point. I don't know. And again, I just felt like, okay, first of all, there's like even like the daughter's like boyfriend who's in a wheelchair. Like Alec Baldwin's kind of a dick to him, and he's also a weird character all throughout the whole movie. So you're not really rooting for Alec Baldwin's character. Again, I don't feel like much of the humor really landed here. I can see why this could have been a theatrical movie in mind at one point, and then it very much, no, let's just get this out there to Redbox and VOD. And yeah, like I said, just nothing really. It leaves you very, very lukewarm here. You want more. Who's that, Colin Quinn?
Yeah.
Maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, that's Colin
Yeah.
Quinn.
Who gets lit on fire at one point. Even that's kind of shot in a way where you're like, oh, you didn't have much of a budget here, did you? And even at the end of it, you're just like, the end leaves you lukewarm as well. I wanted to like this, but yeah, guess what I gave it?
I'm hoping you've trended a little downward to 2.
You're right.
Oh, yes.
I was hoping you said 2.5, but no, I got to
no.
go down even more to 2 here.
I know you're 2.5 reviews, and that's not a 2.5 review.
There just wasn't enough. There's a sweet moment between Hayek and Gaffigan, and there are a couple of laughs here. You can't help but see it a little bit. But yeah, just a mixed match that doesn't always totally work.
Okay, so you want to do the next one?
I thought you were doing it.
Well, okay, fine. I just can't say the name, so I don't like to say it.
Aziz Ansari is right now stand-up special on Netflix.
Yeah,
There's not much to say, so yeah.
Well, I can't say the guy's name, so I'm gonna be. There's no one gonna drink. So go ahead, go.
Oh, okay. So sorry, I've actually liked every one of his specials on Netflix here. So if you're a fan, I definitely say check this one out. The interesting concepts here though is one, it's shot I think with old school film.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't know who Aziz was or anything, and if you didn't really listen to the material, because obviously the material is very now, but if you just looked at it, you'd go, "Is this from 1994?"
There's a still right there of him and I think Spike Jones.
Yeah, Spike Jones, who's done Where the Wild Things Are and multiple films. Is the director here. It's shot very intimate. He's on the stage with him for a good amount of it, like literally zoomed up right in on him, and it is a little bit more. It's dressed back. Aziz, I think, for once, is not in a suit. He's literally wearing a Metallica t-shirt the entire time. He sits down for a good amount of it. He does address some of these scandal issues from the last year or so. He doesn't really, hold back on that, and he does get a little more serious at times. Like, it's quiet for a little bit. It's supposed to be quiet for multiple segments throughout it. So it is interesting. It's definitely, I think, an interesting watch. Like I said, if you like his other specials, don't expect the full-on same kind of like out there and crazy Aziz, but he does have lots of laughs. It's still pretty consistent, and I enjoyed it. So I do recommend it if you like those stand-up specials on Netflix. Give Aziz right now a look.
And so we're gonna thumbs up it, of course, but
thumbs up.
But what's your snowflake rating on this?
I always find stand-up comedy hard to snowflake. I'll give it a 4. I like I said, I almost sometimes I give people. I don't know if it's slack is the right word, but yeah, I can't really argue. Like I think he's funny, he's smart. Just when he's starting to get serious, he throws a nice little punch there or observation, you know. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'll check that out. It makes me kind of. I've seen some of the clips and it does work, from what I saw. Now we're gonna revisit. We're gonna revisit the Beach Bum film about a rebellious stoner by the name of Moondog lives life to his own rules. Dizzle's favorite film of the year so far. Matthew McConaughey, Snoop Dogg, and Isa Fisher.
I liked it. I know that.
Isa Fisher are in it. Just to name a few of the cast. So
yeah, Jonah Hill's really funny in this as well. Actually, as his agent, I like. Yeah, he does some. What's Jonah Hill? You know his agent, and it was like, let me tell you something, baby. Like he sounds like he's trying to be like a Southern Dusty Rhodes character. I don't know, but so I know why Dizzle likes this. Dizzle, shoot to you right now. Go get the camera on you.
I like it. I like it. First of all, it's a Florida film, so how can you go wrong? It's cool.
I don't know if it shows Florida in a great light, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not serious. And what's the director's name again?
Harmony Korine.
Yeah, Harmony Korine. It's his standard stuff. His Spring Breakers. No, there's nothing different. It's just one of his films. It's got Matthew McConaughey back to his surfer stoner movies. And I just don't mind one of these rolling around every couple of years. I like the Snoop Dogg. I like Moondog in it. The whole reggae.
I like all the
vibe.
dogs.
What?
Snoop Dogg, Moondog,
yeah,
Jim Dog, Jam Dog.
So for me, it was just it was nice to just have a nice plus when I was in the Keys. At the bookstore, the lady was telling me all about the scene when he was running up and down the main street there or whatever, as he was selling weed out of his wheelbarrow or whatever. She was telling me all about it. So it has I would probably rate it higher also because, I'm familiar with the places or whatever. But I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So,
But,
so you gave it a 4.
I gave it a 4, but I mean, and I just liked it. It was a nice laid back film, which I enjoyed. Let's hear what he has to say.
All right, hold on. No, don't go back to you on camera while I talk.
All right.
No, I'll talk, but I just want to look at you for a quick second. I think you like it because I think you want to be Moondog. I think you aspire to be Moondog.
Moondog is my hero. I love Moondog. I love Snoop Dogg. I love all the dogs.
All right, now back to me.
That is true.
So, and this is a movie that I would have to say, if it wasn't Matthew McConaughey, you would probably hate this character. You'd probably think, well, what a visionless kind of just dopey character.
Thing. Those
but he's so
costumes
charming.
are fantastic. All of Moondog's costumes and his pink dresses and all that.
If you say so, buddy.
And he should win. That should win.
You don't say it.
Design at the Oscars.
no. Okay, you're on. You bought something from that wheelbarrow. Let's just say it like that. Okay, you empty that wheelbarrow. If that's what you think. So yeah, so as you kind of mentioned, you said Spring Breakers, which I enjoyed Spring Breakers actually a little bit more, if I had to say, because I felt like it actually went somewhere and was more visually stunning. But this, it's not a bad ride. I think it's a great film, maybe to watch on DVD at home. If you have some from that wheelbarrow, probably even better. It didn't necessarily go where I thought it was going to go. Multiple times it took turns where I was like, oh, okay, that was interesting. I thought if you kind of thought you could predict it, maybe you can't. And yeah, like I said, Matthew McConaughey is definitely having some fun here. Isla Fisher for her role, Jonah Hill. So yeah, there's some fun to be had here. I'm not going to match your 4, but I think it might be the best review movie I'm giving on the show today because I'm going to give it a 3.
Nice. 3. Good.
Give it a 3.
Okay. Well, I might have to be the only one who doesn't see it at this party. I feel left out. I might have to go watch it.
Check it out. It's currently on your Redbox, VOD, DVD, Blu-ray, VHS, cassette player. What?
8-track.
What?
Yeah, so
Just say it.
we're doing the next segment.
Deja vu.
I know that. I wanted you to introduce the next
Oh,
segment.
okay.
That's what I was trying to tell
Party
you.
on.
Just say that then. Don't try to.
I tried to.
Deja vu.
So there you
And
go.
it-
Yeah.
There. See, you don't need to.
You
don't even need to.
And the next segment, everybody, if you couldn't tell, is Deja Vu. If you don't know what Deja Vu is, Jesus Christ. Let me try to explain it to you. Okay, hopefully now he's done. We pick a movie every month from that month from a random year for everyone here to watch. So, for instance, we picked from July, we picked the year 2001. It was done by random. I think Dutch asked me a number.
Yeah.
I said 3 because that's my favorite number because that's how long it takes you to win a wrestling match. God, I hate your tech. Will you stop for the rest of the show? I hate you both. So we got July 2001. So we each picked a movie from that year. You want me to start first? Who will we go with?
you have it in order, so I was going to go with The Aviator.
Aviator.
For your
July 2001. What do you say we should watch?
Start with somebody else.
Oh, I knew it, you
I
son of a
knew
bitch.
it. I gave you
The
notes.
thing is, I had mine lined up last time, and then like you guys switched over to some other segment that's not as good.
That has nothing to do with you not being prepared tonight.
I told you last night.
Yeah, exactly. Me then?
Yeah, go ahead. You were saying.
All right, fine. So me, I don't have to look. I actually know what it is. I've mentioned the TV show here before as one of the top 10 Netflix shows you should watch, and it's based on this movie that is Wet Hot American Summer. And Dutch has the look of that. Was that yours?
It could have been.
So it was.
I have backups just in
Oh,
case.
I always have 3. Obviously,
I know. I have 3, but I have backups.
Well, was that your number one?
That was my number 1.
All right. So me and Dutch both agreed, but he'll have a new movie.
That was gonna.
Oh my! You should watch the show we're on right now, Dizzle. Wet Hot American Summer came out in the year 2001, July 2001, obviously. Huge ensemble cast here. David Hyde Pierce, Christopher Maloney, Janine Garofalo, Bradley Cooper, Michael Ian Black, Amy Poehler, Paul Rudd,
Throw a stick, you'll hit somebody. That was in it.
Michael Showalter. All right, there. I'll finish with that. So yeah, just a great eclectic cast. Well, the first time you saw many of those guys, Cooper's first film, I believe he has said it is. Bless you, Dizzle, you beautiful, beautiful aviator. And yeah, it is a strange film. The first time I saw it, actually, the first time I started to watch it, I was really confused because I was very young and I hadn't noticed any of the cast. I was like, who are these people? I don't know any of these people, except for like Janine Garofalo and David Hyde Pierce, which is funny because now later on you're like, oh, everyone's in this. But at the time when I was like 12, I was like, who are these weird people? And then the second time I watched it, I still don't think I liked it that much. But looking back on it, and like I said, I love the TV show, and it's a fun film to see.
Okay, so
It is unique.
Dizzle, you ready yet?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
July
Tell us-
2001. What you got, buddy?
July
Ghost World.
Ghost World.
Okay.
That's a Scarlett Johansson film. If I'm
Scarlett
not
Johansson,
mistaken.
Thora Birch, and I want to say Steve Buscemi. I actually think I liked it, so I look forward to revisiting it. Ghost World,
Okay.
based on a comic book, I believe, but not like
Yes,
an
it
action,
was, yeah.
not like an action comic book, just
It's an indie comic.
indie comic graphic novel, if you will.
Yeah. So
That's July 2001. What should we watch? Deja Vu.
oh my. I have 2 left on my list. I could really make it a bad day for everybody or just a fun day. I'm gonna be fun.
Thank you.
I'm gonna be fun. We're gonna go Legally Blonde.
The first one, right?
The very first one, Legally Blonde.
So Legally Blonde, Reese Witherspoon,
Reese
Jennifer
Witherspoon,
Coolidge,
yes.
Ali Larder,
So
2001, Luke Wilson.
you know what my third one was, and
Yeah, what is the bad day? I want to know what the bad day is.
the bad day? Jason X.
In a way, I would have preferred that actually.
I've
Just
seen-
because I haven't seen it in a while, it's a train wreck, but it's a
yeah,
fun train
it's-
wreck.
It is a train wreck, like nobody's train wreck. Jason in space, but I thought, well, let's just go with.
You know how I've been naming all the cast? Jason X. I don't know.
I don't know anybody in that cast, not even Jason.
Jason. Oh no, that's not true. Probably
Yeah,
Kane Hodder. Probably Kane Hodder.
I still.
That's who plays Jason most of the time. Vince Vaughn, John Favreau,
Yeah,
Sean P. Diddy Combs.
we all are. But so that was our deja vu. Go ahead, get out your systems.
So was that
Legally Blonde.
2 weeks from now, we'll give the
Heck
reviews.
yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks,
2 weeks from now, we'll be reviewing What Hot American Summer, Legally Blonde,
So episode
and
22, we'll be looking at it.
whatever Dizzle said. What did you say, Dizzle?
Ghost World.
Ghost World.
Ghost
Those will be
World.
the reviews coming up. And now we have a very special countdown. Dutch, tell them about the top 5 this week. I like this one.
Well, this week we've all got in together on this. We all got onto this, and we thought about it. Hollywood loves to remake films. So if we were to try to make some make remake films and retread ideas, we decided to pick 5 films each, maybe a few more. I have a few actual extras. I only have two honorables, but these are films that we think they could just either improve upon or knock it out of the park even further if it was a liked film. So that's basically what this is. Just we're rebooting the top 5 reboots of what we want to see. So who do we have on this list here? We have Mr. Jordan. I have one for you. You're the first one. You're the first one. You're the first on this list.
Oh, so Mickey, my friend.
Yeah, I need your number 5. Your number 5.
Number 5.
And also tell us what the movie's about when you talk about it, so we all know what kind of film it is.
Oh yeah, well I mean I think that goes without saying, but good to say. So my number 5 is a movie. This actually we kind of discussed a couple of our ideas. I'm gonna go with the one I already told you about for number 5, and that is The Change Up. I double check. I always want to say Change Plan. That doesn't even make sense. The Change Up. This came out a few years ago. Ryan Reynolds, Jason Bateman are the two main leads. Basically, it's a body swap movie. We've seen it done pretty fun before with 13 Going on 30. Jennifer Garner, never more charismatic and likable. We've seen it with Lindsay Lohan back when we had hopes for her, and Freaky Friday, which is also based on another movie. Was it the one with Judge Reinhold? You said so. We've seen it before, and I remember always watching those. 18 Again with Zac Efron, and I remember usually watching those going, oh man, instead of just young and old, the mothers and the daughters, body yada yada, let's do it with a current age, just two people same age like me and you switching bodies, living the day in another man's shoes. That would be an interesting concept. I thought about that for a long time. Then this movie came out, I was like, oh, they finally did that concept. I figured it was coming sooner or later, but unfortunately for me, I think it's a low common denominator movie. Plenty of poop jokes. Ryan Reynolds' girl is pregnant. His hookup is pregnant, and Jason Bateman's. I just thought the movie fell flat for me. It was a movie that I had high hopes for, also based on the cast.
Yeah.
I mean, Reynolds, Bateman, Leslie Mann. I want to say Alan Arkin's in this. I don't remember because I saw it once. I don't plan on seeing it again. I didn't like it that much, but I liked the premise here. That's why I said this could be remade if you gave it to a good writer.
So we're gonna get rid of the peeing in the fountain, right? Please.
You know what? That's one way to get to the story. I don't even hate that. I mean, it was the stuff with the babies that it just was also out of this world too. Like there's one scene where they were having like knives and they're peeing in his mouth and just stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a whole breast augmentation scene with Leslie Mann from this there. Like you just kind of tell this was just written to be rated R because it's rated R, like not because that was right for the plot or anything. And so, yeah, like I said, I like this idea of just, you can make it funny, you can make it a little dramatic, you do whatever you want. But, just keep going. I was almost done, so let me vamp a little bit. But,
we're good. Yeah, okay.
But yeah, that's my number 5, The Change Up. Let's change it up and make it a good movie.
Okay. Okay, so we got me, so let's, put me on if we can. I don't know, because I'm just vain, I guess. I'm vain.
So vain.
So I have 2 honorable mentions. One we discussed earlier. It's called Chips. I did not prefer the Dax Shepard version. I want that one to be a little better. I wanted to take a more serious tone with the Chips. And another one I was actually brought to my attention, and I have to agree. A Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yeah, I saw that pop up.
That one should be remade and use the character like they were, because what do you call it? George Papard's character in the book is gay. They didn't use him as gay because they didn't know how that was going to play, and plus he was a ladies' man. Back in the day, he was a draw for the ladies. So I think that would be a good way to go. My number 5, I decided, let's go with a little bit of country horror. For this, 1972, Deliverance. You have 4 friends.
Squeal!
You have 4 friends that go into the woods just to get away with a week of rural canoeing in Georgia, and then let's just say ambush from some savage rednecks, and they're surrounded by dangerous rapids, and they're pursued by a madman. And then, so basically, it's a fight for survival. I love the original. Don't get me wrong, but I think we can go a little more, almost like Rambo-ish, like with it, like with the Burt Reynolds character. Ned Beatty. We could put Jonah Hill in his part. Things like that. And I don't know. I just would like to see that remade, and you could get a little bit more gritty. With the scenes, because there was a scene. There's scenes that you don't want to see. and I'm not talking about the Squeal Like the Pig, but at the end of the day, I think that's a movie that Hollywood should maybe revisit, because I enjoyed the first one, but I think in today's world, it could still be relatable, for things that could happen. So, that's my number 5. So you're up to number 4. My goodness.
Prometheus would be mine.
Prometheus.
Yeah.
That was just done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How would you improve it?
I just had a lot higher hopes for it.
Well, you can't. I don't know. Can you redo that film? Probably not, because Ridley Scott wouldn't let you. I mean,
Well, you can't use that as a caveat. It should be what we want.
Yeah, I
If
know.
we're going all legalities, come on.
No. I mean, because Ridley Scott was already. Wasn't he proud of that movie? I don't know.
I had higher hopes for it, and it wasn't good for me.
Yeah, the ending was kind of a letdown, wasn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, that's what we did. We sat here for all that time to see it was that. I understand. So Prometheus.
Number 5.
So number 4, Mr. Owens. What do you got for us, boss?
Alrighty, guys. I actually forgot to mention my honorable mentions here.
Okay, go for
I
it.
just got a couple here for you. I was thinking, I know Logan's Run. I thought would be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Okay, like we've redone nowadays. And also a movie I've talked about before, Holes with Shia LaBeouf. It's a good movie, but in the book, a big characteristic to the character is he's chubby. He's fat. And that's part of his... And I want to see that. Because we chubbies need more screen time, and they give to the cute Shia LaBeouf, and that's bullshit. So my number 4, though, is a movie that... Here's the funny part. I'm not even that big fan of the original source material, but boy, did they F it up in theaters. And then as to me, the worst M. Night Shyamalan movie, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Just called The Last Airbender because there's a Avatar movie, obviously.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen a little bit of the cartoon, and people love this cartoon. A lot of people sing its praises. There's even like a spin-off series, Legend of Kyra, or something like that. And so people say that it's an awesome source material. It's a fun cartoon, and it is. It's a bad movie. Like,
it is. It is a terrible movie.
again, it's one I saw once, but I mean, the effects are bad. The characters make no sense what they do. It is just overall, it's a mess. It's literally just one of those movies where it's a mess. And so you could tell from like what it's about. This could be a great family action adventure. You know what I mean, from the story of it. And if the cartoon is a signal of that this thing could easily be remade and will be better. And I actually do kind of think this is the kind of movie that probably will be remade at some point, because there is a fan base here that just will totally screwed over.
Anime.
If I thought it sucked, and I don't even really have an attachment to the material, I just feel bad for the people that do have an attachment to the original material.
It's an anime source, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you,
the Nickelodeon anime, yeah.
Yeah, and so you're like looking at it as like you can make movies off of this. You can do things, live. You can, live films. And for some reason, I don't know what the hell Shyamalan was thinking when he wrote this. When he directed it too, I believe.
No, he definitely directed it. I think wrote it too. I think he's a bad choice, and I said this too with Glass.
Glass, yeah.
He's not a good action director.
No.
He's not. Glass is very weirdly shot, like from like the perspective sometimes. Like, he's an odd action director. He should be given more just character
dialogue-driven
horror stuff. Yeah, he's not a fight scene choreographer by any means, it looks like.
Yeah, so maybe that's why he wanted to try it. Who knows? But let's not do it anymore. I'm going to talk number 4, the 1984 film, Cloak and Dagger.
Oh, man. Are you kidding?
I would love to see the remake of this.
Oh, okay.
Like a reboot. I love it. I love the original source.
Oh, you did? Oh.
Yeah, I love the original source. None of these are all going to be bad movies. I just think they could make them, improve them better. What it's about is, you have a kid who's, by the way, he's 11 years old. His dad's always busy working. His mother just passed. And, he spends most of his time playing video games. And he's always dreaming up espionage stories. And Dabney Coleman, who was who played his father in this, basically is the guy who he dreams up to play with because he misses that father-son time.
He has a friend at the mall.
You know, yeah, and his friend at the mall, he gives him a video game called Cloak and Dagger. And then next thing you know, there's Secrets. It's an Atari game at the time. We could fix this, you know, from Atari. And it has military secrets, and no one believes his story. Yet he's out there. He's on the run, escaping from these commies that are coming to get him. You know, these bad spies. And I think you could redo this, and you could open up a whole new genre. I mean, it's a great father-son film at the end of the day, and I think that film could benefit from a reboot. And I think, you know, like I said, you know, it'll make it's relatable. Kids play video games still. Some parents, you know, are by themselves and they want to raise their child the best they can, but they can't be there. And that's the way Dabney Coleman's character was in this far. You know, Hal Osborne was his name, but you know, he couldn't be there for him. You know, and so relatable still in this day and age. You can and it's a good movie, but I think it could be redone and it be appreciated again.
Yeah, be appreciated again. I don't know if it could be made better. That's
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it could be. You know what I'm saying?
Well, through the new generation,
through the new generation, they would like it better than the older because they're watching a guy play Atari and try to unlock secrets. You know, that's not the same.
I hate to say because I know you guys sound like you're attached to it. But yeah, one, I had no idea what you're even talking about, so that's interesting. I've not seen this movie, but I would like to see. I'd like to see a remake because, like, he did kind of say, like, I'd be much more interested if he's playing a recent game than like Atari. So
Yeah, and you can have the spy game,
especially
you know?
kids nowadays, you know.
Yeah.
Is that the
All about
would you like
Fortnite.
to play a game? Is
No,
that the War
that's
Games?
War Games with Matthew Broderick, which could be
No, that's actually Saw.
no, that's
Would you like to
another-
play a game?
No, that's another one. That was stolen.
Oh, man.
So, do you have a number 4 there?
What's your number 4?
I'll pass.
Okay, so we got number 3. Well, he's
Always prepare the aviator.
I'll do downsizing. I mean, I they could have made. I don't know. It could be better. I would say that. I mean, they would reboot it and it could be made better.
Yeah, what's
I see that.
I don't even remember this movie. What was this
Matt,
movie?
this is the one where Matt Damon and Kristen Wiig get downsized.
Oh,
They get
yes,
made little
yes, you're
miniatures
correct.
to save like spots on Earth, whatnot, because a little bit of water can go a long ways. Yada yada. Yeah, I agree. I give the movie props for again not going where I thought it was going to be because from previews and on paper I thought okay, wacky comedy. You know, hey, look at this bottle of water and it's so huge. But it goes definitely a different route. It gets a little more serious. So that second half, and I could see it being just a flat out comedy or just a little more grounded. I don't know because like you said, it was a movie that left a lot of people warm. Lots of 2 stars, 2.5s. Like I don't remember anyone walking away being like, "Oh, that was a great flick."
Yeah,
So that's actually a good choice.
That's actually a good choice, brother. I like that. Thank you. Number 3. What do you got for me, boss?
Again, you said not all of these are going to be bad movies. I don't think it is, as Aviator switched to you and not me on the teleprompter.
Because he loves me.
I know,
Hello,
it's
hello,
fine.
everybody.
It's fine.
Oh, okay, there you go.
My number 3 is actually Clue. I know you're a fan,
yes.
but again, I just think this is a film. I've always said I love ensemble pieces. And I think we have so many great comedic actors nowadays that I just simply think, hey man, let's do it. You could have a fun new plot. You know, you can make it PG-13. You can make it R-rated if you want, but you can probably keep it PG-13. That way, families can see it to a degree. And yeah, I just simply think like it could be really fun. You know, murder mystery. I mean, we kind of got a really bad version with Adam Sandler, and we have the more R-rated version now with Knives Out.
Yeah,
but
that's what I was saying. Yeah, Knives
you could
Out.
have a nice middle ground. You know, again, just a good eclectic cast. You know what I mean? Whoever you want, you know, look at the Jumanji cast. If you threw them into this and a couple others, how great would that be?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that's just, you know, like I said, I just think that's prime for a movie that could be made. It could be made every 10 years if you had a new plot. You know what I mean? Like, so
and
yeah.
you can still keep the same name, Clue. No one cares.
Yeah, no, because it's such a kind of broad name. Yeah, it could just, you know, it doesn't have to necessarily be about a murder. One murder could just be about who, you know, someone stole from everyone else, and we got to find out in the next 2 hours. Whatever, you know. So
My movie, actually, you know what? I did a little deep dive in this for some reason today. I was kind of bored, you know, during my lunch, and I started going through and I deep dived. My number 3 turns out. They may be doing something with it, actually, but they haven't really confirmed it 100%. The Last Starfighter from 1984. Basically,
This
it's
is Cloak and Dagger, isn't it?
no, it's the Last Starfighter. It's almost just like it. He's playing a video game in a trailer park. He gets high scores.
If your number one's War Games, I'm going to tell you get out of here.
An everyday teenager basically meets the game's designer.
Now, would they have the same name? Would you have to keep the same name?
I would think so. I like to keep. Well, you don't have to, but I would like to. I would like to keep the same name because it's name recognition that'll put you in the put the fannies in the seat for people like us for nostalgia reasons. And but this movie.
But you don't want to screw up the original one, do you?
Well, no, you're not screwing up the original.
They don't care.
You're improving.
They don't, money's money, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, they're not
Hollywood
going to go,
doesn't-
the
Hollywood
prestige.
doesn't
No.
care about that. It's they don't really care about that. But basically what he does is he meets the.
But I do.
But yeah, basically he's recruited and then brought up upstairs up to a distant alien planet where he's basically now finding out that he was training on a simulator the whole time, and they want him to fight to save the world. I found out today the guy who originally wrote and directed this is actually writing a sequel. And I was like, well, I'm still wanting a reboot. If we're going to get a new one, you can't just give me old stuff. You know what I mean? You can't just give me the old actors. That's nice. You can. But give me something to feed me to get me to want to watch that second one. So, but that's how I look at it. And the effects were good, but they weren't great. So that's what I'm saying. You could brush up on effects. You could update the storyline just a little bit. Like online gaming now takes over instead of the corner slot. So that's what I think. I think that movie would be a fantastic little remake, a little nostalgia for everyone, but also a good remake. So B Dizzle, what you got for us, boss, for number 2?
For number 2.
No, this was 3.
Oh, number 3. I'm sorry. Jeez, I was already jumping ahead on my.
Casablanca.
That you could.
Both of you get out of here.
I love the original.
Both of you.
No, I love the original.
I wouldn't screw it up. I wouldn't touch it, but I had to do that.
I wouldn't put it past Hollywood for doing it. I mean, I'm just saying, if you could see it, you can do it. Why not?
Mine would be The Great Wall with Matt Damon. I just think they could have did a better job with that.
I enjoyed it the way it was.
You did?
I did.
And I never saw it.
I know you didn't go to the theater with me when I said, "Hey, you want to go to the
wow.
movies?" And you said, "No, I don't want to watch that movie."
Tell me what you liked about that one.
I just thought it was a lot different than what people were expecting. I wasn't expecting like monsters to be wanting to kill people. That's why they made The Wall. And on top of that, a lot of people are probably going to go on a little deal here where they're saying whitewashing, because that's what they're saying. Oh, the great white hero is going to save these Chinese people. Technically, he didn't. It was a Chinese lady who helped save everybody, at the end of the day. It wasn't just Matt Damon by himself. Right. It was a cast of characters. But they just picked him because he happened to be the biggest name they can just throw at you. But yeah, I just thought it was a good movie, well paced. I'm probably one of the very 3 or 4 people who liked it. But yeah, I could probably see it remade, but I don't know how you can make it as good as it was, at the end of the day. Okay, we're at number 2 of the films that we'd like to see remade.
My number 2 is something that you will never use to describe me, and that is The Running Man. Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's 1980 something. I haven't seen this in a long time, but I think he commits some sort of crime, so they put him on a game show where you have to fight for your life. We've seen it a little bit more recently in Hunger Games. We've seen it in other things like The Condemned with Stone Cold. And I just think, especially nowadays with reality TV too, you can make that a big part of it, where it's a spectacle that they put on TV every year for big ratings. That's where we are in society. Because I could buy that in 10, 20 years, if they relax the laws and whatnot. So, again, I just think you could have it where, again, a little bit updated effects, make it bloody, violent, a little satirical. I think it could be remade.
Can we bring Jesse the Body Ventura as the game show host?
No, but he could have a cameo as like one of the first 2 to die.
Well, I'm just saying Richard Dawson. He was the from Family Feud. So are we gonna bring Steve Harvey in? No.
Again, he could be one of the first 2 to die.
Oh man, but I agree with that. I'd like to see a Running Man. Hey, why not? They do what Total Recall, another Schwarzenegger film, which I enjoyed the first one over the remake.
You say that like anyone in the world disagrees with that.
No. I'm just saying.
Show me someone that says the even Colin Farrell go, yeah, that first one's better.
Yeah. The first one, I guess, the three-breasted lady. Woohoo!
The second one is.
Was she in the second one? I don't remember
can't
her in the
remember.
second one. I kind of was glossing over when I was watching. I was like, this is a dreadful film. But yeah, no, I agree with you, though. I like the idea of Running Man. So
I like the idea of a three-breasted female.
a lot of films should have those, I guess.
What's your number 2, Dutch?
Number 2, a 1986 film. Yeah, I'm all over the 80s because there's a lot of films there you can mine.
That's when he grew up and he was most impressionable.
Yes. But this one actually had a lot of promise. It scared me as a kid. Now I've watched it. I was like, meh. But it's called House. It's basically a novelist moves into his. I'm just going to give you the whole synopsis of this one because it's not that much. When a novelist moves into his aunt's house after she commits suicide, he finds that the monsters he creates for his horror novel doesn't necessarily stay on the pages of his novel. When he writes about his Vietnam experiences, for example, he's forced to relive these tragedies. And he has to, he's forced to have to relive his son's disappearance. And there's a lot of gruesome things that come to life more than just his memories. So it's basically a haunted house that knows all your secrets, and I think you can do a great haunted. It's a little bit of comedy, but it's a horror, a comedy thriller type film. George Wendt was the neighbor, in the original, and I got to tell you, to me, it just, it doesn't hold up as well now, but I think you could reboot that and make it something of a delight to watch for everybody. I'm not saying PG-13 it. I'm saying just keep it the R, but you can make it a delight for people to watch that aren't horror fans, who aren't complete, comedy, geeks. I think you could do a well-balanced deal on that.
There's 4 of them.
I know. There's too many. House 2 was awful. Don't even get me started. But, yeah. Yeah, the second is awful. But yeah, but the original, the original, I think there's one in 74 that doesn't have anything to do with it, or 76 or something like that. That one has nothing to do with those two. But I think House 1 and House 2, the second story, those are the two that came together. But I say that movie could be redone. If you haven't seen the original, watch the original. It's not going to hurt you. But yeah, that's something. But yeah, so that's my second film during this period. So, B Dizzle, Mr. Aviator, what do you got for me on number 2?
All right, number 2, I'm going to change directions here. And if we can't screw up, I don't want to screw up a classic.
You're not going to screw it up. You're just going to redo it to make it more appealing for today's age.
Right. And then another thing that I would like to see about this is with, trendy kids of this generation that my kids would have like a Porky's or a Fast Times at Ridgemont High type of thing to their generation. So I'm going to go with Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I think something like that where you have the stoner, you know what I mean?
In this generation.
A coming of age for this generation, something like that with some of those characters.
Yeah,
I don't know if it could ever even become close to have, a Spicoli or anything like that.
No, but you know what though, I do like those films, and every generation seems to have one of those films, and there's always room for them. I think Hollywood's kind of ignored that section for some reason for so long. Now they're finding other sections that are catching fire. And they're too busy, I hate to say it, always making remakes. Of course, what we're talking about here is we're talking about remaking movies anyway. But Hollywood, if you're going to make movies, let's make some remakes of a high school type of genre. A Mean Girls is good, or like he said, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That type of put it into this world and see what happens. So I agree.
Yes.
Now it's time.
Here's one of my.
Phoebe Cates, yes. Phoebe Cates, I love Phoebe Cates.
I was going to say, it better not be the pool scene.
Well, it's just the scene at the pool.
She still looks good.
She does. She's married to Kevin Kline. By the way, Twitter she left Hollywood to raise a family. Kevin Kline was out there. Now Kevin Kline's disappeared. I was reading on Twitter. People are trying to say, "Where's Kevin Kline? We need more Kevin Kline." And people are starting to put out their favorite Kevin Kline moments in film. And I have to agree. Where's Kevin Kline? Get him out here.
I could always use more Kevin Kline in my life.
Or get Kevin Kline and Phoebe Cates, put them in a movie, husband and wife, because that's what they are. make it easy for them, so they don't have to worry about anything.
Here's where they are.
There they are. Look at that. Look at that couple. Look at that dapper couple. Look at them.
That's where they're at.
See,
Then and now.
that is actually good pictures, isn't it? I mean,
Great pictures. What was the one where he arranged it with, where he was the, he was a psycho? What was it with Julia Roberts? He was the he would organize the kitchen, all the stuff in there.
oh, I can't remember them.
People in the stairs.
No.
He would organize the kitchen. She knew. That's how she knew. That
Oh,
was
he
back
was
in
like
his life.
he beat her.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah, he was a kind of a vicious dude in that one.
Come on.
It was called Not So Pretty Woman.
Beneath something, yeah, not so pretty. Oh, I'm not gonna go there. Anyway, so anywho, let's go on.
Number one.
Now we're down to the number one, the nitty gritty, the one that we've
Sleeping with the enemy.
There we go. Sleeping with the enemy is the answer to that. But here we go. The number one, Mr. J.O.
My number one is a movie near and dear to my heart. I just want to see it be made again for another
Stuart Little?
generation. Stuart Little 7. No, it is Little Shop of Horrors. That's right. Feed me, Seymour. I love the play because I was in the play in high school. I played Mushnik. My accent was this. Hey, everybody, I'm Mushnik. I don't know. It's just how I talked. I love the play. I think it could totally be revamped for a new audience. I don't think enough people from the new generation know it and love it. And while I do like the Rick Moranis, Steve Martin movie, I think it is ripe for an update, a little bit of tweaking.
What about the Jack Nicholson version? You didn't like that one?
Uh,
You never saw that one? With
I know what you're
think-
talking about, but no.
I used to own that as a
talking about an
kid.
even older movie. Is that Mushnik?
Yeah.
Seymour, how would you like to be my son? So, yeah, I love it. I love it. I
No,
should have
no,
worn my
I-
T-shirt. I have a T-shirt. I should
You
have
know,
worn it.
I want to play the dentist. Can I play the dentist? Steve Martin's dentist scene. But
I just bought the Funko Pops. Talk about Funko Pops before. I got the Funko Pops at home.
yeah, I did see those. Like I said, I complimented you on those because they are fabulous. Again, there's the first time I've used that word all day, I believe.
Fabulous. What is your number one, Dutch?
My number one, a 1990 film starring.
Barely got out of the 80s.
Yeah. Well, this one starred Liam Neeson.
Schindler's List?
No, not Schindler's List.
Oh, I know what it is. Okay.
Darkman.
Yeah.
Basically, it is the very first superhero movie. If you really want to look at it, that's kind of it's not the very first one.
Yeah, say, well, that's not true.
But I enjoyed the way because it was a different origin story than most. It was I believe who did this? Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi came up with this story, I believe. Where basically he's a researcher trying to find skin that'll hold in daylight, for people who have burn victims. And what happens is that's what happens to him right there on that still. He gets blown up face first, and he's got his power is basically about rage and just basically, I don't know. It's just so great, and he takes revenge on everybody who was there. Frances McDormand was in it as well as his love interest. Some guy who played the mentally handicapped guy from L.A. Law. I'm not sure what he was doing because I looked at it today and I was like, why is he even in this film? They couldn't get anybody else. But yeah, there as he is right there getting a little rage on. But yeah, that movie could be redone today, and it would be even better, I think, if you just put Sam Raimi back in, got a great new young actor. They made 3 of these. The other 2 are
Are you sure there's only 3?
yeah. There's only 3 of
Okay.
Darkman, but there's the other 2. Those are 2 trash ones, but the first one is what you want to base it on. Loved it. I actually watched it again probably about a week ago. And I was like, wow, it's still good. I want to see it again, though, on the big screen with new actors if we can. Let's just reboot it.
I just started rewatching it for the first time like a month ago in a long time. 'Cause that was only something that I grew up on VHS. I think my brother was into it. So, yeah, I think it's an interesting one. I actually do agree that's another one that I wouldn't be surprised, too, if it did happen sooner or later. Because like you said, there is still a bit of a fan base, and it's had 2 sequels. And I wouldn't hate Sam Raimi being back. Sam Raimi hasn't really had too much juicy things to sink his teeth into. And also,
Crawl. That was something.
that wasn't producing. Doesn't count.
I don't care. That's something he sank his teeth in.
Also, too, why not? Let's put Liam Neeson back in it.
Yeah, maybe as the heavy. Maybe as the heavy in this one.
Sure.
Let's just do reverse roles on this.
Dizzle, what is your number one?
I'll stick with the kids coming of age and go with the Breakfast Club.
Okay.
So I'll go from Fast Times at Ridgemont High to the Breakfast Club, just because I love those
Don't
two.
you
Forget about me.
Forget about me.
But you can't have that kind of soundtrack, can you? I'm just-
No, we'd have to redo it all. We'd have to do it, you know. But man, they'd have to hit a home run on
The
every.
soundtrack would be Cardi B.
Somebody's got
What you gonna do about the Breakfast Club? What motherfucker? I don't know. What did
Yeah,
she
well,
say?
I don't know. You know,
Or no, she does that super.
she did something. I don't know. She was also in that one new trailer that just popped.
We'll talk about that. Shut up.
I'm just saying. You know, but yeah, that's our 5. So do you want to recap our 5, or are you good with just saying listen to it over?
Yeah, I mean, here, my 5 movies that I think could and should be remade are The Change Up, Last Airbender, Clue, Running Man, and Little Shop of Horrors.
I don't have any fancy theme song, but I'm going to go with my 5 are, of course, again, Deliverance, Cloak and Dagger, The Last Starfighter, House, not the TV show, and Darkman. So,
And we'd ask Dizzle, but I think he forgot already.
but no, I remember some of his
Prometheus,
Casablanca.
Downsizing, The Great Wall,
See?
The Breakfast Club, and Fast Times at Ridgemont High, then The Breakfast Club.
See, the man knows what's going on.
With the Casablanca honorable mention.
Oh, yeah, get out of here, get out of here. And now we're on to Dutch's favorite segment. That is news.
And notable stuff.
Here, I got the picture of Cardi
stop,
B.
Stop.
There's your
Go
Cardi
away.
B if anybody
Stop.
wanted to-
Stop it.
There's our
Stop
Cardi
it.
B.
Go. Click off. Stop.
We're not going to talk Cardi B?
Anywho, as I was saying before you randomly put up a half-naked picture of Cardi B, this is news and notable stuff.
Ooh, it's time for news
I hate
and
you. I sometimes
notable
hate you
stuff.
so much.
News and notable
Notable
stuff. See, you guys do deja vu. I do news and notable stuff. Anyway, you want me to kick it off, or you want to kick it off, boss?
I mean, we go back and forth if you want. I'll do you a piece. You do a piece.
I'll do the first piece if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Everybody, guess who's on the loose? Gropezilla. Kevin Spacey has cleared one hurdle by all
Not fair to call
charges
him
being dropped on his groping of an 18-year-old man thrown out of court due to the victim pleading the fifth and refusing to testify. You know, and they asked him a few things about his cell phone, and he just didn't want to answer about where it was, what happened to it, and it turns out, well, that's enough to not have any more investigation of the matter. But again, he's not out of the woods yet. Kevin Spacey still has some issues with London police and Scotland Yard with a lot of stuff when he had his tenure at one of the Globe Theater areas. So, you know, good act.
But even if he's cleared, I mean, isn't some of the base still gonna? I mean,
Well, they're going to still have that. He's already admitted it, but I think you know, Bryan Cranston said this right. He's already done a little bit of the mea culpa part of it. He doesn't, you know, and he said that, you know, he doesn't see that he'd be banned for life. You know, look at Roman Polanski. You know what I'm saying? You know, Roman Polanski raped a 13-year-old, and he still gets jobs. And you tell me, what kind of high horse division are we going to be in if this is the way things go? But again, you know, after a period of time, I think he'll get back in the game. I just don't think it'll be within the next 5 years, easily.
what about Matt Lauer? You think he'll get work again?
I hope not. I just don't like Matt Lauer. I do like Kevin Spacey's work.
You got
You
any
know.
take on it, Jordan? Any of this stuff?
I think there's a good chance. Yeah, within the next, I would say 3 to 5 years. Yeah, I think Spacey will slowly start getting back in. Someone will cast him in something smaller, and you know, sadly, he is a great actor. But I'm not condoning what he did, but he's a great actor. I think it's a possibility.
So you're saying he's going to probably Mel Gibson it in?
He could
basically.
get in
No,
there.
I know. Yeah, think about Mel Gibson, man. Like he was in Daddy's Home too, like a family film. So You know, it happens. Look at Robert
5
Downey.
years, he's
Robert
gonna get
Downey
into
Jr.
Scary
was
Movie 5.
Yeah.
persona non grata. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
So you know, it happens. So
A lot of Mayo Copas in Hollywood that'll save your career sometimes. You know, I don't know. I still don't understand the Polanski part, but what
yeah, I know. People, Ewan McGregor and A-listers are still working with him.
Yeah.
Westworld season 3, the producers have said, will be more of an experience and easier to follow. And I like to say thank you
Yes.
because I still don't know what happened in season 2.
Yeah, season 2. I just finished it. Season 2 confused the hell out of me.
I'm so glad you said that, and I'm so glad they said that because I remember watching it and I just want to be like, I don't want to lie, but
The first season,
I got it, yeah.
Well, the first season I understood, okay, and then the second season just
Season 2, it's all over the place, jumping
Yeah.
back and forth in timelines and introducing new things, and I don't know. I'm literally getting a headache trying to think about it.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm glad to
agree.
hear that. We got Aaron Paul. We got the main Elizabeth. Maybe that's not her name. Natalie Wood. No. What?
No, Natalie was dead. She's been drowned by supposedly by
Oh,
Robert
hey,
Redford.
okay. So what
Oh,
do you got
I'm
on the news?
Since streaming is the wave of the future, I'm going to talk about a few shows that are coming back.
Oh yes, I'm gonna get excited for this. Go.
HBO Max has greenlit a spin-off of Gossip Girl.
That's not what I'm excited about.
So you'll be able to catch up on all of your favorite gossipy senders. Also, saved by the stream is AP Bio, which has been picked up to continue on through the NBC Universal, yet to be called service.
I just flipped off the camera for no reason.
Yeah, but I got to tell you, this is what's going on now. I mean, Netflix is going to be, instead of being able to rescue a show, they're going to have to now bid harder to go after shows that are, that these are now peripheral shows. AP Bio became a peripheral show, and NBC Universal looked at it and said, wait a minute, it looks like Netflix might... We're going to go back at it because they can make it more of a success, and so they're now taking back shows that they've canceled.
The biggest example of this?
Well, that's look at Lucifer right now. He is having a actually resurgence. Fox let it go. Netflix picks it up, and it actually is doing pretty well. I've heard great things about Survivor from ABC. With Kiefer Sutherland that season. Designated Survivor. Well, I'm sorry, I apologize.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine was saved by another network, but again, it's kind of the way it's going to go in the future. So you're going to have to pick your streaming gang war colors at this point because streaming. There's Lucifer right there from.
Okay. My glasses are off. So I'm like, woo, sure, let's do this on the camera.
Yes.
I want to say real quick though. By the way, I don't know if I think I might be the only one here, but I love AP Bio. I was sad to see it go, so I'm glad to see it's not done.
I've never seen it.
I say it's worth checking out and get that.
It was on your list to watch, I think, a couple times.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. Glenn Howerton from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is the lead. Patton Oswalt. It had a smart ass, badass quality to it, and then finally started to show some heart towards the end of the last season. And yeah, I enjoyed it. So I'm glad to see it's going. And they seem legitimately upset when they're like, "Well, guys, it was a fun ride, but it's over." And so that's kind of cool, knowing like craziness in Hollywood. You never know.
And I just want to throw one more thing because we're talking about streaming at this moment. Also, Netflix has reported it lost about 126 to 130,000 subscribers due to their price increase and some of their show quality. Well, technically, you're not letting people get enough of the show quality. You pull them before we could get to them. So we've talked about this on our Netflix special where they pull shows before you and I ever hear about these shows. And so and we'll just throw this out there. The Spike Lee show, whatever that was, that's been pulled. So I didn't care about that. But anyway, what I'm saying is the streaming world is, I guess that's what's happening. 126,000 people scrambling to find a new streamer. And who will they find? Probably Disney or NBC Universal or CBS X. I'm not even going to go with that joke. But yeah, so that's what's happened. 126,000 to 130,000 they lost.
She's Gotta Have It. Is that the Spike Lee one?
Yeah, She's Gotta Have It was canceled after 2 seasons, I believe. It's not coming back.
Did you like it?
I never saw it. I never heard about it until now. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Netflix has shows that are out there. I would probably look at it. But, is that no, I thought that was the Danny Davis one. I have no idea. But anyway, Tommy Davis, remember that show? But anyway, that's just me on the streaming. So that was just a little bit of news that I thought I'd bring up. So go ahead.
So you warned us early about this Netflix thing. Now it's actually happening, where they're losing subscribers, they're pulling shows, they're making some errors.
They're making a lot of errors right now. I think they're panicking. They're but if you don't have the wherewithal to own your shows, this is what's going to happen. You're going to see a lot of things go crazy. If you don't own your shows, if you don't own the rights to your shows, they lease the shows basically at this point. Sometimes they don't even own the actual rights, like, to make money on some of these shows. So that's an avenue. That's a streaming avenue that they're losing out on. And
A
so
lot of times they don't even have permission to have that movie or show on their network after like 2 years. That's why you're seeing a bunch of movies disappear.
absolutely, they got contracts for these things, and like you said, the big one that's coming out, Office and Friends, they'll be gone like 2 years. So 2 years is what you have if you're a big Office fan. You got 2 years left, and then that's going to go over to that new NBC Universal stream. Okay, so what else we got over here, boss? You got a
Hey, can I one more thing before
yeah.
we bust into this new
We're allowed
segment?
to, well, it's the same segment. We're
The
just-
studio A24 or the distribution or whatever, these A24 films, I've been getting into that. Do you guys have any opinion on their movies, their shows, or do you know anything?
They've done some great stuff in the past. Yeah, that's from what's that? Hereditary and
Lobster?
Midsummer. Is that Lobster?
yeah,
Yeah,
A24.
that's even cool too. Because I know they do a lot of horror, but that's cool too.
Yeah, A24 does a lot of different genres. I every single time I see an A24, and you're like, oh, how dare you? But you've said this to me before. It was like, oh, you can't guarantee it's going to be a hit. I said, well, I'm not guaranteeing it's a hit. I think it's going to be interesting.
There was a while there where just based on their logo, I even was saying I was interestingly more perked up and interested. Now they've had some failures too.
Yeah.
They had that Truth and Dare movie, which I
Yeah.
thought was very mediocre by the numbers. So like any studio, like I said, I always have said you can't really totally go by producers and studios.
Well, your favorite rom com or your
Midsummer.
Midsummer is the rom com of the
Oh, I'm
year.
sorry, we've been saying it wrong. Midsummer.
It's Rube Sommer, yeah, Somar, yeah. But yeah, it's that's one that you got to go
Did
watch.
anybody see Swiss Army Man?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, we both went to watch it together, did we?
Yeah.
not?
Well, maybe. Sure. I don't know.
Okay, so you got your store. What you got?
Harry Styles and talks to play Prince Eric in Disney's Little Mermaid.
Really?
So yeah, One Direction's Harry Styles, who's been popping up in little things here and there. Dunkirk, he's in it for a little bit.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
They did good in Dunkirk, so we'll see if he's gonna now be star on the new Little Mermaid show.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of Little Mermaid, I got something on Little Mermaid too.
Well, then talk about it, baby.
Little Mermaid is that Javier Bardem is being eyed to play King Triton.
Oh, the dad.
Yes.
Okay,
So
okay.
there you go. You got King Triton, Javier Bardem. We got who else have we got so far? We got your Harry Styles. We got
Melissa McCarthy is
Melissa
Ursula.
McCarthy's Ursula.
And then that was it. It's not Holly Berry, but it's like Haley Berry.
Yeah, I think so. I'm bad with names,
Ariel.
so we know we're bad with names. I'm bad with names, so there's no excuse for you.
I'm
But,
excited by this. It looks like Taika Waititi is coming back for the fourth Thor film. I'm excited about it for multiple levels.
Yes.
One, this is the first character, if I'm not mistaken, to get his fourth film. Iron Man's obviously done. Captain America's done. They capped out at 3, and as well other movies, of course. But I think because of the success of Ragnarok, where it was, I think, it was the most successful of the Thors, they immediately went, we can't be done yet.
Yeah. Well, the chemistry alone,
Huh?
the chemistry alone is between.
Of what, him and Tessa?
Yeah, him and Tessa is.
Oh yeah, you get Tessa Thompson. Plus, I'm sorry, it was the writing and the direction too.
Yes.
it was this
Oh,
whole
no,
new
this-
world. It's like Thor finally kind of found its groove. So yeah, we'll get the writer director back, and so far he is a writer director that I think is noteworthy. Hunt for the Wilder People. What We Do in the Shadows, which has turned into a
Oh.
great TV show.
Yes.
So yeah, he's someone that I don't think has had a misstep yet. So
And I hope he doesn't because
I look forward to this. I'm glad that we're getting a Thor 4, that Hemsworth is not opting out yet. He knows where that money cow's at, so he's not leaving.
speaking
What you
of,
got?
Speaking of sequels, I'm sorry to be the one to give you the bad news because you and I have seen the first two. Happy Death Day 3 is a no-go.
Yeah, I saw this on the notes, and it saddened me as much as AP Bio hyped me. So a lot of
Blumhouse-
emotions here. Talk to me.
Blumhouse, I guess. Blumhouse, Blum. They have said, well, there's not that much interest. Okay, the movie only cost $9 million. It made, I think, around $30 million. So it was not like it was like a waste of money. They made money still, and I think if you want to throw another 10 million at it, they could wrap it up. And it's a shame. I didn't like where it was going, but I was still interested. I would have gone for the ride about time travel. That would look kind of weird, but I was going to go with the idea. But who knows? The director, writer has said, Netflix, if you want to spend some money, I'm willing to do it. So we'll see.
Open up that wallet, Netflix. I think there's a fan base, man. I think I'd be into this. You obviously, I think my brother likes this. So yeah.
So that's the unfortunate news. Not so happy Death Day for Death Day.
Go back to Netflix, and this is something I've talked about before. Is one of the most visceral, literally out loud emotions I've ever had watching something, and that's 13 Reasons Why, season 1.
Correct.
They have now stated that they're gonna. I believe it's probably happened already, as far as I know.
Yeah.
They're gonna edit out the graphic suicide scene. If you don't know what 13 Reasons Why is, it's about a girl who has unfortunately, sadly, committed suicide, and she leaves tapes behind to all her kind of victimizers, as well as some people that have aided her. So why? The 13 Reasons Why. And you finally see around maybe episode 10, 11, something like that, you see the suicide scene. And I always
episode
envision...
13, I believe.
I think you see before 13.
Oh,
I think so, but I could be wrong. I always figured they're gonna, cut to black. You're not gonna see it, but they show it. Yeah. And I've said this before in the show. I've never been in my living room by myself, literally out loud, going, oh, like a horror movie. Like I was a dumb person in a horror movie, just not knowing when to shut up. But because it visually got me, because you've grown to understand and love this character. And in a weird way, I had also slightly had always hoped that there was going to be a twist where like she's really alive, and then you see that scene and you go, oh, she's definitely dead. And there's a piece of it right there. Actually, pulls up that scene. So yeah, they've gone back and they said they're going to edit it out. For certain
they've already done it.
What's your opinion? I think the first season. I actually never even finished the second season because I felt like the real true story was in the first one.
Yeah, I thought there's going to be a third season. By the way.
And they did this in prepreparation for the third one, which I believe hits sometime still this summer.
Well, they said the suicide the suicide rate, the hotline rate. They said that it wasn't good to see this. I believe it all depends on your mood at that time. You didn't like it. You thought you were very squeamish about it.
No. You're wrong.
No. Were you were squeamish for seeing that scene?
Yeah.
Okay, I was not. I was going with it because it was part of the character, it was part of the development.
I know, but I'm saying you can't. I'm just saying the wording. I didn't like it though. That's why I defended because to me it hit home the point of. How horrible it is, how sad, how brutal it is.
But the thing is,
and if I think it did its job too, because they even said like this show has opened up discussions. Yeah. People have called in based on this show.
Correct,
so.
and some people, what they're saying is that people who are already in that mood for suicide were mimicking these suicide moves as well. It would maybe push somebody over more to say, "Look at her."
That's why I was wondering.
They how she feels, and they feel the same way. Well, look at her; she couldn't cope. Maybe I should follow the same suit. I can see where the Star Trek in the script that Quentin Tarantino is making. He said he's going to be making it like Pulp Fiction in space or The Wild Bunch in space. So we're looking to really have a good set R if Paramount okays it. And, of course, we all know...
Set your faces to kill, motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. How many N-words are we going to have in galactic space now? And there's going to be a lot of blood flowing.
What's up, Data, my...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's he going to call O'Hara? You know what I'm saying? Come on. There's,
I hear these two.
Yes.
You need to rein in Tarantino.
Wait. What's happening here?
Well, what I'm saying is,
give me some more.
What's going on is Simon Pegg is saying, well, I don't really want to have this like Space Rangers in space, like Pulp Fiction type thing. And of course, Tarantino's like, of course I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm making this movie. I'm going to put it in as like a Pulp Fiction Wild Bunch type theme, So, and I can see where Simon Pegg is a little upset because he's been writing the scripts, basically showing a direction, and they've been making money on these things with his direction, for scripting. But now you're going to have somebody who's basically, this is the first time he's ever gone to a big blockbuster film and putting in some franchise time. I'm kind of worried about it, but we'll see. I'm not judging, but all I'm saying is it's going to be a lot different tone and a lot of different. How many more references can we get from we're in the 4000s in Star Trek or something? And what's he going to do? Bring out a 1985 reference or something about Madonna? I don't know. I don't know how.
No, you can't say that because he's done stuff like Django and Kill Bill.
Well, I'm getting the point is you're in a crew, you're going to be talking, there's going to be dialogue time.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some downtime. I'm just stating what I think.
I'm torn, man. I know some people even said they don't like the CBS Access All show because I've heard people say that's too grown up, or not grown up, but that's too vulgar for their Star Trek. Their Star Trek should be a fun, kind of a little bit of an action, but more of a kind of an exploratory romp, with some inquisitive, plots and stuff like that. And yeah, they said it doesn't really fit that world. So we'll see. I'm interested in seeing it in a different light. And again, it's good. I know his next movie is going to make more than Dora at the box office. So
we have a bet on that, $5. We'll see.
Don't forget about the bet between me and Dutch. $5 says Once Upon a Time in Hollywood makes more money than Dora the Unnecessary Explorer.
I will be watching Dora 4 times a week for the next month and a half, my friends.
The 71st Emmy.
Well, hold on for a second. You got a $5 bet that you think Dora is going to make more money
Then the Quentin Tarantino film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Dizzle, who do you think's going to win this bet?
I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is going to win. But
Which means I'm going to win this bet. No, you're not right. You're not wrong. You're right.
Really? How'd that test market go with you so far? Your niece saw the 5-second, the preview.
Guess who doesn't have the wallet or the car? My niece.
Yeah, but guess who's going to go watch it?
No, because I'm not going to remind my dad, so he'll never know.
I'll talk about it. Don't worry. I come to your house.
I'll
I'll fill it in.
You ain't coming over no more.
Yeah.
Do you guys like Star Trek in general? Did you watch
Yeah.
that over the years?
Yeah,
I would
love
even
Star
say
Trek.
growing up, I was more of a Star Trek than Star Wars kid. I really liked Next Gen, and I loved First Contact.
See, you grew up in an age where Star Trek Gen was about perfect for you for
Yeah, it
growing
was
up
still
into
happening.
it.
Yeah.
Well, it was you kind of grew up within it. We grew up with it after school. It was like on Fox after school or
Me
something
too.
like that.
Next Gen.
But what I'm saying though, that was your first ever thought Next Gen. You never got to see probably the older stuff first, with the Tribbles and the
I wouldn't rent them.
Spock and stuff like that. So but no, I don't blame you for that. I like the idea that you grew up like that. That'd be a fun time to grow up in.
The 90s were great, baby. The 71st Emmy nominations are out. I'm only going to throw out a couple, so we're not here for an hour.
We'll have an Emmy show. Don't forget.
Oh, sweet. The drama series.
We get to dress up.
I'm not going to.
We're gonna discuss the Emmys beforehand. We're not gonna do a live show. We could do a live show. I don't know. How
We'll do a live show. We'll talk about that here in a second.
Yeah, we'll
and
do that
for
off
the
air.
third time trying to say what these nominations are. The nominations for the drama series are Better Call Saul, Bodyguard, Game of Thrones, Killing Eve, Ozark, Pose, Succession, and This Is Us. The comedy series nominees are Barry, Fleabag, The Good Place, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Russian Doll, Schitt's Creek, and Veep. And you can catch us live streaming the Emmys Sunday, September 22nd. Mark it down, people.
Let me jump in here. Tell me one thing. The one thing I noticed
Yes, sir.
during
Jimmy
those
is the
nominations-
best.
Those nominations.
So is Dutch.
As you know, I hate the Emmys. I hate the Emmy people completely. But
I did not know that.
but here's the deal. I've noticed this, and I'm happy about this. The networks have been pushed backwards a little bit. If you look at how many network
Oh,
shows,
these last couple of years they have been, yeah.
and now they're being pushed even further out of the way because they don't know how to put on decent shows. They don't know how to actually invest in an actual good comedy. They don't know how to invest in a good drama. You have
The drama is you have a cable series streaming,
Yeah.
cable, streaming, cable,
Yeah.
cable, main network.
yeah. So main networks are falling behind because
telling me that a 100-year-old fuddy-duddy, good old boy network lost its way a little bit.
I think they have, and what I believe also is that those
Happens every time.
those networks they play it too safe anymore because of course everyone else could go a little bit more outside the box. If you're on cable, you could push the envelope. But here's the deal. It's the networks who are only abiding by whatever rules they put in place a long time ago. You know, they could push those rules if they wanted to.
Comedy just has one. Comedy is
Blackish, right?
no, not Blackish.
Oh, no,
The
that
Good Place.
was, you know, he was nominated. I apologize.
Good Place. For
Yeah.
comedy, it's cable, streaming, main network, streaming, cable.
Yeah, so it's, you know, I was thinking, what's his name? Anthony
Anderson got nominated,
Anderson,
probably.
He got nominated for Blackish, which is always good. I like him. I got Dune news. You know, the movie Dune.
Yeah.
They found the man to do the score, Hans Zimmer.
I
So
was going to say that as a joke.
yeah, Hans Zimmer has decided he wants to do the Dune score. They said, okay, you could do it. So another heavy hitter of Hollywood joins the Dune squad. And, you know, so I just thought I'd throw that out there. Also, if you're a Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Fan, soak it in because season 7 is going to be its last. Came out today. Also, if you're a fan of Nash Bridges, the old Don Johnson series, hey, get queued up, baby. He's signed up and he's ready to reboot on the USA Network. So I don't know if Cheech Marin is a part of it or not.
I'm only interested in if Stone Cold guest stars again.
I would like to see him as that bounty hunter guy, and you know, why not? Let's bring him back. If you're going to bring back Nash Bridges, let's bring back Stone Cold the bounty hunter. You know, and I think because Stone Cold could actually act a little better now as well, and he's not as jacked, so you know, he'd be more of a runner than he was in the original series. So, you got any more notables and news?
I just got a couple things to wrap up. You ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right, so first let's just talk about some quick trailers here. We got the Top Gun Maverick trailers out, and what's the new Top Gun trailer?
Saw it, loved it.
Saw it, didn't really do anything for me.
Really?
I never saw the first one, so I had no attachment. So it's very much a teaser where I went through the motions.
Well, you know, okay, in the trailer, I looked at it, I watched it. It looked just like the original show, the original movie with some of the scenes. It looks like some of the scenes they stole through. And it was a very good one. Ed Harris starts it off, and we see an older Tom Cruise, of course, Maverick.
Well, yeah, he's of course older. It Chapter 2, the final trailer is out. Well, about a little bit of a month, give or take, away from that. I'm looking very much forward to it. You looking forward to it too? I
am very looking for that Chapter 2. I do not want to. I didn't watch the theater. I didn't watch the trailer.
I say no.
How's this? I've read the book, and I still don't want to be spoiled. Does that make sense?
It does. I mean, there obviously are some differences here. So
yeah. So
I wouldn't watch it. I did because I sometimes always don't watch. We've talked about this. We kind of do agree.
Yeah.
I don't always watch that second trailer, but I don't know. I saw it and I was like, I want to see a little bit more. So I watched it. I dug it. It looks crazy. Here's one that actually upsets me a little bit because when I saw the thumbnail and I saw John Cena, Keegan-Michael Key, I got excited. Playing with fire.
Yes, I saw that trailer with you.
And
Not
then
with
the
you
trailer
personally,
just-
but I had to go.
30 seconds to a minute, and I went, oh, that's what they're doing.
A Nickelodeon film.
And then it ends with the last joke, which is, again, it's literally a shit/vomit joke.
Yeah.
It seems like every pro wrestler
has to
do a shitty family comedy, whether it's the Game Plan with The Rock, whether it's Mr. Nanny with Hulk Hogan, whether it's there's more too that I thought about the other day, where it's just everyone's got. Oh, Batista's got My Spy coming out.
But that's pushed off, so we don't know how bad that's going to be.
I'm just saying, man. Like, it seems like they all have to do this kind of kiddie movie. You know, you got John Leguizamo here. I was excited for the first half. I'm still with it so far at this point in the trailer.
She's a nuclear warhead machine or whatever her name was.
Oh, is that who that
That's
is?
who that is.
I thought she looked familiar.
Yeah, so-
her new Netflix show Trinkets is actually pretty good so far.
I have that on my list.
So yeah, I'll check that out. So far, I was with it till right now when you start to realize, oh God, this stern guy, like pacifier like Vin Diesel, has to watch these kids. Because I thought maybe it was just gonna be with the fireman. So I was like, oh, maybe it's like a Reno 911.
Yeah.
A rated R raunchy comedy.
Well, which I was hoping for.
You
Yes.
know, you had John Leguizamo, Keegan-Michael Key. You know, but then yeah, this is just. It just looks paint by numbers. They even have the Game Plan joke. It looks like at one point where I think they get covered in suds.
Yes. Yes. And that's because he knocks over the thing, and then he has the you'll see it later on in the trailer where he's on the hose spraying the whole place down. That's and I'm with you. But you know what? I hate to say this. I probably will try to go watch it because I want to support Cena's career.
I'll one up you and say I'll definitely watch it as much as I'm shitting on it.
I know. I gotta support these boys. I can't help
John
it.
Cena, man, you son of a bitch. My ticket's sold. You're the reason I watched Bumblebee. I'll actually like Bumblebee.
I was gonna watch Bumblebee without him.
I might not have unless the reviews were good, but I was definitely gonna, even if the reviews were bad, just for John Cena. Another movie I don't really care that much about, and I might be. I want to see what your guys' opinion is because I feel like I'm in the minority on this to an extent. It's the new Rob Zombie film, 3 from Hell.
I don't care about Rob Zombie films, so no.
All right, man, well that's why me and you fight, but our friends also sometimes because I agree. Dizzle, do you have any care about 3 from Hell or Rob Zombie or Devil's Rejects or House of a Thousand Corpses?
Yes.
All right, so that's a good answer. So me and Dutch don't care. Dizzle does care. So that's what I mean. There's a fan base.
I like Rob Zombie. I mean, they're all not great, but I mean, there's some of them are. Some of it's.
I just think he's a shock factor director for shock factor. I hated his Halloween remakes. I felt like he took what was simply a script about the devil, the killer, and was like, oh, let's make it where he's an abused child, and the unrated cut has like a rape scene in it unnecessarily, and that's all Devil's Rejects is. It's uncomfortable shock horror, and he just doesn't really do much for me. These characters should have been dead from Devil's Rejects too, but it's a cash grab because he made other films that no one cared about, so guess what he's going to do? Oh, the one everyone does kind of like, Devil's Rejects. These characters are alive. And a new movie coming out. Yeah. So I was going to say Sid Haig's not even in that much. I'm guessing Sid Haig dies early on, or maybe he doesn't even live past the beginning. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But, and then finally, the last trailer I want to talk about.
Which one?
Whew, I'm so excited. You don't know what I'm going to talk about?
I don't know. I don't know. You got to tell me.
It dropped, I believe, this morning. Screw Top Gun. I'm talking about Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
I did not see the trailer on that yet.
Oh, we should watch the trailer. And if you don't like the trailer, you still have to buy your ticket because me and you are seeing it.
We'll still watch it.
October the 15th.
We'll watch it after we shut down.
I am a huge Kevin Smith fan. I'm talking about I own his action figure, his books, stand-up DVDs, every one of his movies, and I'm so excited for this. I've been following it for a long time. He tried to make Clerks 3, but Randall didn't want to be in it. He tried to make Mallrats 2, but then found out Universal still has rights to some of the characters and stuff, and they wouldn't let him do it. So he was like, well, I do own Jay and Bob, so I'm going to make...
funny, right?
Jay, yeah, no, yeah. Well, it's on YouTube, so I guess we can show it.
We'll look at it. We'll look at it a little later.
No, leave it up. You can leave it up.
Well, I don't want to watch it.
Well, then don't watch it, Dutch.
Yeah. Well,
look at my beautiful eyes.
No, what I'm saying is, I'll watch it later. I can't hear it anyway, so I'm fine.
I know. Oh, I know. Oh, okay, yeah.
But, so I'll watch
I
it.
don't want to turn. Well, how does that work with the copyright issues?
I think it's
volume or vision.
I think it's both.
But if
it's mostly vision. Yeah, like I said, the Adam Sandler thing, that was an exclusive thing. So we got blocked one time here on YouTube because we played too much of Adam Sandler singing.
Yeah.
So if it's a trailer, we could use this entire trailer. Really.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, most people have.
It's promotion. This is a promotional material.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And so they should be happy that we're even talking about the film.
Well, they don't care. Yeah, I don't.
Especially us, because you know what? We should be getting paid.
We put asses in seats, baby.
Yeah, at least three. At least 3 asses in these seats. You know.
He almost got literally, and you'll see the trailer. It's not really a spoiler. But he got pretty much everyone back for this. Rosario Dawson, Shannon Elizabeth, his daughter, his wife, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck's in this. Ben Affleck's in this. Oh, if you're a Smith fan,
is he in rehab in this one?
Shut your whore mouth, Dutch. Ben Affleck is Holden McNeil.
You better cut
back
that part of the scene.
I heard Joe Lauren Adams is in this as well. I'm excited.
Supergirl's in it.
Thor's in it. Chris Hemsworth's in it. Yeah. Justin Long, Craig Robinson. Baby.
But you know what though?
Val Kilmer.
I know, but what about Don't Let Go? We posted that on our site. Don't Let Go on our Twitter machine. Didn't you think that was a good trailer?
Jay and Silent Bob. Yeah, I did. I look forward to it.
Okay.
Finally, guys, this weekend it's not that busy of a weekend because there's only one big film.
What's that?
It's Lion King, baby.
Who?
Kuna Matata.
What?
Such a wonderful phrase.
What?
It means no worries.
Who?
For the rest of your days,
I don't think
it's
so.
our problem
Yeah, I
free.
don't know.
July 19th.
I'm gonna join the world that says
Nah, my niece is excited. I don't. The reviews I've read so far are it's good, but it doesn't do anything that the original hasn't done. In fact, there's even some stuff that the original does better. There's one extra scene that some people went, "Oh, that's kind of cool," and lead some context. But yeah, for the most part, I've seen a lot of B's, a lot of C's, or like a lot of like 3 stars kind of things. So I'm looking forward to this because I know my niece wants to see it. This is actually a movie that I don't think I even really like showed her, got her hyped for, but
What's
she's
the target
hyped for it nonetheless.
for this?
For this, I mean, I'm bringing my 5-year-old niece, so I hope 5 to. I would probably say more so in like the 6 to 11 age. You know what I mean?
maybe a little higher. If you're an adult, you're gonna watch it anyway. Probably.
I think you'd still like and enjoy, but I'm just saying the main demo, and I also think too, what's good about these films, obviously, another demo is literally people like my age because I grew up on this. So like, yeah, of course I'm interested. So you're also selling to 2 demos here, really.
Yeah, it just looks like crap. But again,
That's not true.
it does. It does.
And it looks like a retread, but you can't say it looks like crap. That makes no
No,
sense.
I watched clips. I've seen clips of this film, and I've watched trailers of this film. I'm not impressed. There's no new ground. Maybe a new
That's
song.
what I mean. Thank you. That's why I'm just saying that your wording's off. I think.
But at the same time, no, it just looks like crap. I'd rather have an animated film instead of a picture animated film, and that's what this is. Photorealistic films. That's all this is. And they just said, "Oh, let's look. We got this technology. So let's use it." I don't care. I do not care.
More appealing to, like, say my kids who've never seen.
It'll be neck and neck with Dumbo. I think this year. This one right here is going to be neck and neck with Dumbo. For
I don't like Dumbo that much either.
I have a feeling that Dumbo and this
I
will
would
be-
in a way say I'm surprised because kind of like what you were saying. Like I feel like my niece, like I think she would probably like the other one better because I think it had more character in it. Someone was saying because it's so photorealistic, they don't animate as much.
Yeah, they don't.
So
have,
like it loses a bit of fun.
yeah, and their mouths don't seem to be working as well. And that's what I'm saying. To me, it's just taking all the whimsy.
Whimsy,
of
good
the,
word.
of the first film
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
Which you know what? How's this? I even went, as you know, to the Broadway show. I went to watch it. I enjoyed the hell out of that one. I know it's human actors, but they also have puppetry as well.
But they were human.
Yeah, they have human actors with puppetry, and I got to tell you, I enjoyed to watch that. That was a beautiful done rendition of The Lion King. This does not even look like I'll enjoy it, and I know that's why I'm not going to go.
Well, I will be your sole reviewer next week for The Lion King.
Unless the aviator fires up the plane and flies to the theater himself as well. So
What's some good movies you guys have seen in the last couple weeks? Anything that you guys can remember?
we just went over some earlier in this.
But I mean,
and I'm-
some stuff that we haven't covered. Did you? I watched Punch Drunk Love. What did you guys think of that?
Get on the mic.
what was that?
Punch Drunk Love with Adam Sandler.
It was fair. It wasn't my favorite.
Oh, I thought it was better than that. It's a pretty good Adam Sandler film. Definitely one that shows his acting chops too.
Right.
So I think it's
Just someone that has that social anxiety disorder.
yeah. It's also one of my favorite Philip Seymour Hoffman performances because I saw this right after Along Came Polly, and Along Came Polly, you want to hang out with Philip Seymour Hoffman. He's the fuddy-duddy kind of slacker friend, and then you see Punch Drunk Love, and he scares the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And if you'd be afraid to hang out with him then, and that to me is always a sign of a true actor. You see him in one film, and you're like, I want to be his best friend. And the very next film, you go, holy shit! If I saw him, I'd pee myself right now. Like that's a true actor. That's another reason why I fell in love with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
And unfortunately, we've lost him too early. So
Oh, absolutely. He's one of those actors where I mean, there's plenty. I think we said Heath Ledger too is another one. We're like,
Yes.
damn man, like another 30 to 50 years of Heath Ledger movies, of Philip Seymour Hoffman movies that we didn't get. It sucks.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I totally would have loved to have seen more from those two. You know what I mean? For years to come. You know.
And I'm watching the Sisters Brothers. I'm in the middle of that right now. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, we did. We go.
Oh
well,
yeah, we saw that in theaters. Yeah, it's a decent one. Definitely good performances. Another Jake Gyllenhaal performance. I know you didn't see. I don't think you were here for our Spider-Man review, but we both enjoyed Spider-Man a good amount.
Yeah.
Those were like what I think we both fours, or were you a 4.5? What were you?
I was 4.5.
All right, so yeah, 4.5 stars, which is pretty good high.
I knocked it down. No, actually, it might have been 4. I can't remember. I don't have my notes with me, but.
But yeah, I mean, regardless, at least a 4 from both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Gyllenhaal's great in it. Really fun as Mysterio, great villain. Visually very cool.
And Roma, I watched Roma recently.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you guys like it?
I couldn't finish it.
You couldn't finish it.
I finished. It. I didn't like it. Remember, that's the shittiest movie I've seen ever. Actually, you know what? I would probably go watch Lion King over. If you told me, Jim, you got 2 movies to watch, either Roma or Lion King, the remake, I'd be like,
What did
remake.
What did you think that they were going for on Roma? What was he going for?
There was nothing he was going for. He was just going for a day in the life of a housemaid.
A realistic day in the life, black and white, nice looking. Look at the drain for the next 5 minutes.
It was fabulous cinematography. I'll give you that. But for plot, for moving along with the action, it was just watching us, basically watching this show. But we're a little better. But just watching just paint dry would have been more entertaining because something could have actually stuck to the paint. But nothing stuck to me at all in that film, except for the one guy doing his jiu-jitsu naked. Well, for some reason that scene has been burnt into my brain and seared in, and I can't get it out.
Oh yeah. You normally don't see the guy flapping around like that. Do you?
No, especially doing kung fu.
How did he have good moves? Did he have moves like Jagger?
I don't know. What did you think about it? I mean,
Rah, rah, rah. I thought it was pretty good. I didn't like him though, but. Yeah, the film. I mean, that's like Moondog. I'll give it a 4, but I think a lot of people could relate to that. What is it? Placed back in the '70s, where the father's an a-hole or whatever, and a lot. I just think that a lot of people could probably look and relate to it.
Well, I couldn't. How's this? I didn't care about any of the characters in that film. I couldn't relate to any of them because I didn't like them. Yeah. I mean, literally, it was like Jordan. We only have him around because he's palatable. I love you, man. You know that. Yeah. But I'm just.
Me and you're gonna have another fist fight off camera.
Yeah, that's what we do. But yeah, it's just the way it works. I mean, these people, I had nothing to care for. Yeah. Nothing to care for. So yeah, Roma, not my.
What about the movie Patterson? That's where he's the driver.
That's another one that I've heard mixed things, and I just. Again, is there anything to it?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there anything to it, or is it like Roma, where it's just
or whatever here? Yeah, I mean, it's different. It's like a day in life. What about the Florida Project?
I thought that was overrated too. I really did.
Did you like?
I really thought that was overrated.
I like Willem Dafoe's small part in it.
He was overrated.
No, it was a good.
Anyone could have played that. Is he great in it? Sure, he does that role perfectly. But what did he have to do other than kind of just be a good, affable dude? Anyone, Mark Ruffalo, me, Dizzle, we all could have played that part.
Except for me, I can't play those type of parts.
Yeah, you would have played that good. When that fucking pervert came, sorry for this.
He's on mic finally.
when that pervert came down or whatever, and that would be like Jimmy on, when his friends are trying to get in at the Marco Theaters. And the director's telling him to just go ahead and start. Your friends are never going to get into the show. Jimmy would have been like a great Willem Dafoe running off that ladder, running over, tackling the pervert. You could have.
I disagree.
You could have played that part, Jimmy.
Don't
even shortchange yourself.
I disagree.
Is it because of running? Are you going to tell me I couldn't have done it because of the running segment of the part?
No, you couldn't have done it
Willem
because
Dafoe didn't get the Oscar, but Jimmy, if you would have played that part. You would have got that Oscar on that one.
Jimmy would have been casted as a pedophile.
See? I hope you don't cut that out, huh? Are you going to cut that out?
Nope. But there will be a chunk missing from earlier.
No, you should leave everything in because that's what makes everyone love this show. Yes, all 7
Not
people.
Everyone doesn't love this show. We've got a 98 on Rotten Tomatoes. So 2% of the people
Don't like us?
don't like this show.
Well, I'm thinking. I think we've tested it with me and Jordan by ourselves. Maybe we should just test it with you and I and see how that goes.
We would get 100.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know. We're gonna have to. Oh shit. Anyway, do we have anything else tonight? Because
Real Pro Wrestling, August the 6th is the 4th anniversary show. We have MLW stars Barrington Hughes, Ricky Martinez, Cotto Brazil. We have Sideshow. We have you just saw them on the WWE Network, JD Drake, Anthony Henry, and you have Jordan Pierce Owens, Dutch McAllister, and maybe Dizzle will be there as well.
I will be. What's the announcer's name?
Dutch McAllister.
who?
Oh, you're going
And
to be
Jordan
the
Owens.
announcer?
No, he's the
no,
commentator.
no.
Announcer?
I might not even commentate. We don't
MC,
know. We
the
don't-
MC
we don't
guy.
know.
We'll talk about that. It's either going to be it's Anastasia and it's Robert. They're dueling it.
I like that guy. What's his name? Robert?
Robert Myron.
Robert Myron. I like him.
Okay.
We got to get him in here one time.
Sure, I'll let Robert know.
All right, let
I
him
don't know if
know.
he watches movies, but
he doesn't have to.
We
We
got to
just
get
talk.
him in here to do a sit in the Medea chair.
We got to have a guest one day.
all right.
So anyway, I'm going to just say this. I hope you enjoyed it. We got a little heated earlier this evening, but don't worry.
It's not airing, so
It's
they
going to
won't
air.
know.
They'll know because we're going to
Nope.
leave it in. We're
No,
gonna
I'm
leave it
not.
in. Why aren't you?
Are you editing tonight's show, Jim?
No, but
Then it's not
here's the
airing.
deal. See, why does he want to take out some of the meat? You know, and you just leave us
No,
the damn
no,
parsley
people will
on
not
the
watch.
side. You put the parsley on the side, and you just leave the
You
parsley.
know how you know the show's wrapping up? The lower on this chair I get.
Yeah, we're wrapping up.
Cut to me, Dizzle. I'm making a joke, a visual joke, goddammit.
No one's
The
gonna.
lower
watch
I get on this chair,
no one's
the
watching.
closer
you.
it is to ending the show.
Put the camera on me because this is. I have no idea what's going on. I'm going to let you guys just do what you do. So y'all have a great evening. Enjoy your. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Dizzle.
Did we have
Thank
a
you,
show?
Dutch. This is JPO saying I love you more than you'll ever know.
Number
And I
20.
love you too.
This is the 20th show. Thank God, right? 20.
Guys, I just want to say on a serious note, it's been fun.
We're drinking.
I'm glad we got there to 20. Let's get to 40, 50, and 100.
So-
let's get Medea in the Medea chair.
21. We're going to be drinking next week, right? Because that's what
This
we do.
week was 20.
Is- should we do a drunk episode next week?
Show?
Let's do a Saturday.
Do you
where
have
I
a
get
guest house that we can sleep in?
Right here. You can sleep in the studio. Or you can, the guest house is empty. The
Is
guest-
it really?
Yeah, it is. You can sleep in the guest house.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You can.
Anyway, so we'll
The
be,
guest house.
we'll try a
We all
drunken
should get
show.
drunk and wear latex.
Oh, I can't wait to.
I've
Why
got-
latex, you weirdo?
Oh, that always makes the drinking more
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, you know,
And I'll
sweating
bring
it
some
in.
duct tape and a feather.
Yes, because that's how
Guys,
we know you like it.
the
You
safe
like it.
word is don't
Pancakes.
stop.
Minus pancakes.
Avocado! Avocado!
I like pancakes. I like latex. I like avocados.
I like when Dizzle doesn't wear latex. I like when he doesn't bring
If you wear
masking tape.
latex, we gotta have a
We're gonna
a big tub of KY jelly.
We're going to put a
like
Ben
in,
Affleck mask
old
on Jimmy,
school.
dress him up in latex, and bring a jar of Crisco.
No Crisco.
And the-
No Crisco. I don't want Crisco. Maybe some.
Remember that
Listen,
the 80s
maybe
girls
some
would,
other.
tan and they would
Yes.
have literally tubs of Crisco.
Absolutely, they smell
No,
like
because
fried
I wasn't
chicken.
alive, you old people.
They would smell like fried chicken when they're done.
Oh, that sounds good. I like fried
You'd
chicken.
be like, ooh, hot damn, it smells like fried chicken. Oh no, I was
I had
just out in the sun
someone
for
once
5
try to say to
minutes.
me that like all fried chicken tastes the same. That's a lie.
It is a lie. Whoever told you that, take them out in the shed, beat
They
the
don't like
shit out
enough.
of
They don't
them.
like chicken enough.
Well, you know-
Kentucky Fried Chicken is real popular in Asia.
Yeah.
Kentucky fried chicken is popular everywhere because it's delicious shit.
No. Popeyes is better than
Oh, dude, there's a Popeyes opening by my house.
I know it is.
Woo,
When is
baby.
that finally going to open? That has
I know.
sit there for 2 months.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Are we off? We're off air? No, we're off air because we can sit here for days and talk about chicken. Maybe the next show will be about
Popeyes.
chicken.
Churches, Burger King,
Avocados,
Arby's,
I like
Chick-fil-A.
latex suits,
chicken tenders.
rubbed in Crisco.
Okay, end the show. You're in your latex suit.
All right, we're out.
I like
I love
Velcro.
you.